Jordan Peterson talks about gaslighting in the DNC spectacularly. This kind of reflection on how to view the gaslighting that's going on is helpful for people like me and hopefully people like you. He breaks down the psychology of it all. He talks about the cluster B personality disorders that actually happen with these kind of politicians and the way they gaslight you and lie. It's very narcissistic behavior. It's very antisocial, histrionic. It's very like over the top, or like they're the kind of people that will lie to your face and then like call you weird for calling them out. And that's exactly what's happening in the Democratic Party right now. You're seeing Kamala Harris. Anytime you push back and say like the economy's not good, they're the ones that call you weird, like you have a problem. Listen to this from Jordan Peterson. I mean, this is Jordan Peterson at his best. I wish he would just stick to this.
Seems to be coming to their senses, if we're to believe what they say. Are they really come to their senses, or are they pretending to get elected because they know their ideas are so unpopular? Let's ask one of the smartest people you'll ever talk to or listen to, political psychologist and author of the host of the Jordan Peterson podcast. I love Dr. Jordan Peterson. Dr. Peterson, great blazer, great to see you.
It's like,
First
hello,
off, I got to ask you, are we to believe what the Democrats are saying now, that they're just getting off the wokeness?
No, I don't believe so. I think that this is a classic maneuver by what would you say, a group of advisors and maybe the VP herself who show the pathology associated with what's known as the cluster B of personality disorders. And I really believe this. And
cluster B personality disorder people, for those that don't know, are some of the hardest people to work with. They typically don't have a lot of friends. They typically gaslight you and lie to you constantly. They typically are the kind of people that are addicted to drugs, but they because they need to self-medicate themselves. So those are the type of people that are cluster B. They're your typical pathological liars. So keep listening.
Strategy would be this. The radical leftists, and I would put Kamala Harris in that category, have provoked for years on the DEI, racial division, culture war front, constantly prodding and poking. When the conservatives finally woke up enough to respond, the manipulators at the bottom of the Democrat organization said, oh, we don't even know what you're talking about. All this culture war stuff, where did you invent that? The real issue is the economy. The real issue is healthcare. The real issue is education. All you people are strange and weird for bringing anything else up. We've been focusing on the important issues all along. I don't know what you're imagining. And that's classic cluster B manipulative behavior. And if we think that this new messaging on the part of a candidate who's using nothing but image to promote her views reflects a deeper reality, then we're deluded beyond comprehension. It's not like the Democrats have switched their colors suddenly, and it's not like all the people who push those DEI ideas and these equity issues have disappeared. So no, I don't trust it a bit. I think it's a complete bloody lie. It's a manipulative, image-based lie.
What I think is really unseemly is they don't want to justify their change in behavior. They don't want to say, I've seen the light on fracking. I've seen the light on immigration. I've seen the light when it comes to a federal jobs guarantee.
No, I don't want to hear about Brian Kilmeade. No offense. But morning, Queen. That's exactly what's happening. And that's why it feels like so insane. And that's why it feels so hard to deal with. And that's why a lot of the times when you are listening to the messaging, you're listening to politics in general, it feels like it's just hard to see through the lies. And that's why it feels so frustrating, is because you're dealing with people who are like very narcissistic, the cluster B type personality disorders, borderline personality disorders, histrionic disorder, like these sort of disorders that are just the kind of disorders where they'll tell you the most insane stories ever. And you have to figure out, like, is that even true? Is what these people are saying the truth? And it's usually not the truth. So you just let it pass through you. And so that is kind of what's happening for a lot of us. That's why if you try to hang on every word some of these people say, you will go crazy. And that's why politics becomes too overwhelming for so many people in the world, because they get so attached to every single word that these people say, but they're getting gaslit and lied to consistently. And so you have to let it go through you. You have to see these people as some kind of like personality disorder that they're going to do it anyways. They're going to make you feel absolutely crazy. So that is kind of what a cluster B disorder is. And I think it's important to actually see these people in that sort of light. It's very narcissistic, histrionic, borderline, antisocial. They have unstable lifestyles. They overcompensate for their coping. They're the type of people that if you question them, like with Kamala Harris, you question her in an interview, she'll start laughing and she can't control herself because she's trying to cope in that moment. She knows she's called out and she doesn't know what to do. They have like poor emotional regulation, which is perfect for Kamala Harris because that's why she constantly laughs in uncomfortable moments. They just think of themselves as kind of higher than, better than. That's why they call you the ultra MAGA right. And they just like try to demoralize you. So think about those people in that way. So this morning we're talking about how the Democrats see their worship as abortion. And that's how they're sacrifices to prove that they're in the occult. And now, now we're trying to figure out why they're leaders, why they're pastors, why they're the people of their day that they look to for direction and truth, why they constantly change their message. Because it's not about the message. It's not even about what they say. It's about them as human beings. And so they're just choosing to follow. It's like, I have decided to follow Kamala Harris. That kind of language. So keep that in mind today, because I think it helps all of us kind of calm down a little bit. You see these people as just crazy. They're nuts. Sounds like all politicians. Oh, I know. I know. Sounds like my sisters. I don't talk to them anymore. Oh, that sucks, Violet. Sorry to hear that. That really sucks. Yeah, that kind of personality disorder is really, 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 really sad to deal with. What to do with these people? So what you can do with these kind of people is see them for who they are. They're not the same as you. That's why they're so okay with the inconsistencies and the irregularities, and that they don't actually care about the truth. They're feeling in the moment. These are the type of people that are in the moment kind of people. They don't want to think about what they're going to do in 10 years. Everything is bleak in 10 years anyways. That's why they tell you like the world is ending, climate change is going to kill us all, kind of like things. Those are very doomsday-esque. So they live in the moment. Something to think about. Sometimes I want to get educational on here, and sometimes I just want to have fun. But it's always refreshing to hear Jordan Peterson's take, because that's kind of my thought process when I think about politics in so many ways. I kind of look at politicians as disorders. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to church. I recommend you go to church as well.